Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you. Hare Krishna
Mataji.
Thank you, kids. Kids, I want some kids who have memorized the sloka to raise their hands now. If you have memorized the sloka without seeing, can you just raise your hands? And I will call out the names and you can just recite this individually. Okay. All right. So we will go in the order that I'm seeing. Okay. First is Balaram Das.
Okay, Mataji.
Go ahead.
Pavitram paramam bhuvam purusham shashvatam divyam adidevam sarve devarshana asito devalo vyasa swayam chaiva pravishime. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Balaram Das. That was wonderful memorization. Ramachandra.
Okay. Arjuna Vacha Param Brahma Param Dhamma Pavitram Paramam Bhavam Purusham Shashvatam Divyam Adidevam Vibhum Ahustam Rishaya Sarve Devarshi Naradastata Asito Devalo Vyasa Swayam Chaiva Pravisime.
Wonderful. That was very fast and quick and good recitation, Ramachandra. Congratulations. Okay, now I see Parikshit raising his hands.
It's Pari.
I see Pari and Parikshit was raising the hands on the video. Did you know it? I wasn't
raising my hand, Mataji.
Oh, okay. Probably you were just.
Mataji, I know it.
Okay, Pari, you can do it. Pari, yes.
Arjuna Vacha Param Brahma Param Dhamma Pavitram Paramam Bhavan Purusham Shashvatam Divyam Adidevam Majam Vibhum Ahostvam Rishaya Sarve Devarshirnaradastata Asito Devalo Vyasa Swayam Chaiva Bravishime. Thank you, Mataji.
Loved it, Pari. That was beautiful. And there was also a good raga with the sloka recitation. Very good. Very good job. Okay, Sri Lakshmi.
I don't know it memorized.
Okay, Vrinda Rai.
Param Arjuna Vacha Param Brahma Param Dhamma Pavitram Paramam Bhavan Purusham Shashvatam Divyam Adidevam Ajam Vibhum Astvam Rasa Sarve Devishanaratasthata Ashito Devalo Vyasa Swayam Chaiva Viveshwami.
Okay, very good job. Anybody else who hasn't, who knows it
Can
memorized?
Nandini go, Mataji?
Nandini, do you know it memorized?
No, I haven't memorized.
Yeah, I'm just asking for people who have memorized right now. So maybe next time. Aditya, Varun, do you know it memorized?
I know the first part of it memorized, but not the 13th one.
Okay, try the 12th one.
Okay. Param Brahma Arjuna Vacha Param Brahma Param Dhama Pavitram Paramam Bhavam Purusham Shashvatam Divyam Adidevam Ajam Vibhum.
Okay, can you try memorizing the next half and then maybe in the next class you should have it ready, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, Varun, do you know it? Mukund, do you know? Anybody else?
Mataji, I know very little bit.
Do you want to try maybe the first half?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay, good. Go ahead.
Vacha Param Brahma Param Dhama Pavitram Paramam Bhavam Purusham Shashvatam Divyam Adidevam
Ajam Vibhum.
Ajam Vibhum.
Wonderful.
Try the second part.
You want to try the second part? Go ahead.
Ahustam Shaya Sarve Devashi Naradasthatha Asito Devalo Vyasa Swayam Chaiva Bravishime.
Oh, you got it. Mukund, you're surprised.
Hare Krishna.
Yes. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mukund. You got it. Okay. Anybody else?
Say the first half.
Yes, Nandini, go ahead.
Okay. Param Brahma Param Dhama Pavitram Paramam Bhavam Purusham Shashvatam Divyam Adidevam Ajam Vibhum.
Yes, you got it. The first half was right. Perfect. Okay, can we get started, kids, with our lesson? Oh, there is translation too. I want somebody to read the translation. Just one
Mataji,
person,
can
because
I?
it gets.
Sloka.
Who hasn't gotten a chance? Please go ahead. Okay, I'm going to.
Sloka.
Mataji, I didn't do it.
Okay, Krishna Nayana, probably he did not do it, right? We will take Krishna Nayana.
Arjuna said, "You are the supreme Brahman, the illuminate the supreme abode and purify the absolute truth in the eternal divine person. You are the premier God, transcendental and original, and you are the unborn and all-pervading beauty. All the great sages, such as Narada, Devila, and Vyasa, proclaim this of you, and now you are declaring it to me."
Mataji,
Wonderful.
can Krishna say
Krishna,
the
Krishna.
translation?
Okay, go ahead, Krishna. After this, we will
Arjun
move on
said,
to. Go ahead.
Arjun said, "You are the supreme Brahman, the ultimate, the supreme adobe and purifier, the absolute truth and eternal divine person. You are the primal God, transcendental and original, and you are the unborn and all-pervading beauty. All the great sages such as Narada, Ashita, Devala, and Vyasa proclaim this of you, and now you yourself are declaring it to me." Hare.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Mataji, I know the translation.
You know it memorized?
No, I know like half of it.
Oh, half of it memorized? Translation?
Yeah.
Oh, that is good. Who's the Sri Lakshmi? You memorized the translation? Very nice, Sri Lakshmi. I'm going to move on to today's section because we have a lot of things to cover. Is that okay, kids?
Yes.
Yeah, I have so many stories and so many things that I thought I wanted to share with you. So we will get started with our today's class. Okay, kids, here is the session. Yeah, so Padmasaki Mataji and Sita Priti Mataji would have talked to you about Lord's Kripa Shakti. And today we are also going to see what Lord's Kripa Shakti means. And we'll also connect it with certain examples for you to understand what is Lord's Kripa Shakti. And here is the first purport from Bhagavatam that I'm going to discuss with you, which was probably covered by Padmasaki Mataji. I'm just going to give you an overview of this purport and translation, help you understand, and then we will get started with our today's session. Is that okay, kids? That's the plan for today. We will see how much we can cover today, and then Sita Priti Mataji will continue the rest from Monday. Okay, so the translation here says, "O my Lord, because you are endowed with causeless mercy, all opulences, all prowess, and all glories, strength, and transcendental qualities, you are the supreme personality of Godhead, the master of everyone." Okay, what does Srila Prabhupada say about this translation? Therefore, you are the supreme personality of Godhead, the master of everyone. The supreme personality of Godhead is endowed with six opulences, and moreover, he is extremely kind to all his devotees. Although he is full in himself, he nonetheless wants all the devotees to surrender unto him so that they may engage in his service. Thus, he becomes satisfied. Although he is full in himself, he nonetheless becomes pleased when his devotees offers him patram pushpam phalam thoyam, a leaf, fruit, flower, or water in devotion. So let's first try to understand what they are saying here. Supreme personality of Godhead, we all know he is full, meaning he is satisfied always. He is Atma Rama. But still, he wants to give mercy to the devotees. He wants to be extremely kind to his devotees. That's why what does he do? He wants the living entities to surrender to him. When they surrender to him, what is that Lord is going to benefit? He is anyway self-satisfied. He is anyways Atma Rama. So what does that the surrender? How does it make it different for him? Nothing, right? But he wants the living entities to have a relationship with him, loving service onto him. He wants the living entities to experience the Sachit Anand, which is what is Sachit Anand means. He wants the living entities to experience the bliss he is experiencing. Ananta means always, ever happy. When have we felt really happy all the time? When have we been satisfied all the time? We have not been, right? And some problem comes in, we just become dejected, we cry about it, we ponder about it, we contemplate on it, and there is always misery and happiness that is coming to us all the time, and because of that we are always distracted, and sometimes we even deviate from our services. So Krishna says, if you surrender on to me, if you have a loving relationship with me, then there is no duality, that you are not going to have happiness and distress, you are always going to be satisfied. And that is because of his kindness, he is offering us, okay, take it, Aditya, you take it, Jagannath, you take it, Mukund, you take it, Varun, you take it, like that he is offering this to everybody out of his kindness, even though he is completely satisfied. Okay, are you all with me, kids? Did you all understand the
Yes,
first half?
Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
And then he also says this verse, right? Does anybody know it? Memorized 9.26 Patram Pushpam Sloka?
Yes,
If
Yes,
you know,
Mataji. Nandini
okay,
does.
who hasn't said? I mean, I just
Nandini
want to
does,
call.
Mataji.
Mataji, Varun.
Nandini.
Okay,
Mataji.
Nandini and
Nandini
Varun.
said.
Okay, Nandini. After that, Varun. We will. Okay, do that.
Hi.
Patram Pushpam. Can you recite this, Nandini? We don't have much
Yes.
time, dear.
Yes. Patram pushpam phanam toyam yo me bhakti prayachati tad bhakti upatranam ashnami prayatatmana.
Good job, Nandini. Memorized, Varun?
Patram pushpam phalam toyam yami bhakti prayachati tadaham bhakti bhartam ashnami prahitatmana.
Thank you so much. So he says, if you're going to offer this to me, anything, a leaf, flower, fruit, or water, the main important thing is he wants you to offer it with what? What is that component he's looking out for?
Love.
Love and devotion. Yes, that's the expectation from him. Yes,
It does
that's
not
good.
matter what we give to him. It matters about our love and devotion. Even if we give one drop of water,
Wonderful. That's the
or even if
understanding you
we
must
fan
have.
him with our
All he is looking out, yes, all he is looking out for is the love of the devotee. Sometimes the Lord, as the child of Mother Yashoda, requests his devotee for some food as if he was very hungry. Is Lord ever hungry? No, but
no.
he, out of his affection for Mother Yashoda, he says, I'm hungry. Sometimes he tells his devotee in a dream that his temple and his garden are now very old and he cannot enjoy them very nicely. He thus requests his devotee to repair them. Sometimes he is buried in the earth as if unable to come out himself. So he requests his devotee to rescue him. Sometimes he requests his devotee to preach his glories all over the world, although he alone is quite competent to perform this task. We know Srila Prabhupada, he was inspired by the Lord to spread the glories and preach the glories all over the world, right? Even though the Supreme Personality of Godhead is endowed with all possessions and is self sufficient, he depends on his devotees. He wants to glorify his devotees. He wants to say that such and such devotee did this. He wants to give credit to Arjuna in the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Arjuna is the one who fought against the Kauravas and won the battle of Kurukshetra. Here you go, Arjuna. Here is the glory for you. Likewise, each and every devotee, he wants to glorify them. He wants to give credit to them. He wants to say, you're the best. You're good at such and such thing. It is only because of you everything is done. But the devotee, due to his humility, what does he do? He offers it back to the Lord and Guru and their gurus. They say, no, no, nothing belongs to me. Everything belongs to you and the Guru. It's all because of Krishna's mercy that we get everything that we have now, and I give it back to you. Whatever glories that the devotees receive, they don't keep it to themselves, because what happens when a devotee keeps the glories to themselves?
Pride. They become arrogant and prideful.
Wonderful, wonderful. That's the correct answer. We become proud if we keep it to ourselves. When somebody glorifies you, we have to understand that Krishna is there behind the scene, and only it's because of him we get that glory. Okay, that should never be forgotten. Otherwise, pride will come to us, and because of pride, other things will follow, like criticizing others or envying others. Everything else will follow once you get pride. Okay, so don't be proud. Don't think that you have these qualities because of your endeavor. It is all because of Krishna's and Guru's mercy you have it, and that is the reason we return it back to them. Okay, that is what is being talked about here in the second purport. Even though the Supreme Personality of Godhead is endowed with all these possessions, he depends on his devotees. Therefore, the relationship with the Lord is extremely confidential. And then we talk about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was quite competent, even quite competent enough to spread his name and mission all over the world. But still, he was dependent on his devotees like Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, and all others to do the work. Considering all these points, the most important aspect of the Supreme Lord's self sufficiency is that he depends on his devotees. This is called costless mercy. We always use this term. You are into this bhakti movement because of his costless mercy. And that is costless because there is no cost connected to it. He is Atma Rama, self-satisfied, he's full, but still he is dependent on his devotees, and that is to extend mercy to the devotees so the devotees can benefit, not for his benefit. And that is why we call it costless mercy. The devotee who has perceived this costless mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead by realization can understand the master and the servant. It's always the relationship that matters, right? And for the Lord, we have to have the service mood as to the as servant of the servant of the servant, and that is the mood we should imbibe, and that is the relationship we want to have with the Lord and his devotees. Okay, always think we are the servant of the servant of the servant of the Lord. Moving on, we have to understand this term Kripa Shakti, and that is the reason why I spoke to you about causeless mercy of the Lord, saying that Lord is dependent on his devotees. By Krishna's Kripa Shakti, the devotee develops deep love for him, and the devotee's original identity in relation to Krishna becomes revealed. What happens? This is all due to Lord's Kripa Shakti. And what is Lord's Kripa Shakti means? Kripa Shakti means that is his merciful nature, extending his mercy. Because of that mercy, we are able to have a relationship with the Lord. Because of the mercy, we are able to surrender to the Lord. Because of his mercy, we are able to chant the holy names of the Lord. Because of his mercy, we are able to advance spiritually. All this is due to Krishna's mercy, and that is Krishna's Kripa Shakti. Okay, are you all with me, kids?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And we will come back to this later. But here, the main point I wanted to stress is Haridas Thakur says, simply by one's own endeavor, no one in this world can achieve, can overcome distractedness. Such victory over the mind can come about by your merciful blessings, that is, by Lord's merciful blessings. Therefore, it is absolutely necessary to beg for your grace. This is a very important point. It is not only that we endeavor, we always try to chant, right? But our mind goes here and there. And how can we get back on track? That is only due to his Lord's mercy that we would be able to get back on track. We pray to God sincerely, saying that, oh Lord, please understand that my mind is going here and there. I'm not able to focus on the holy name. And when you going to play with such when you are going to pray with such humility, and when we are going to offer such prayers to the Lord, Lord becomes pleased and he says, okay, here you go. I'm giving my mercy, extending my mercy to you. And because of that, you are able to chant with full devotion and with full attention. So Haridas Thakur, he just compliments this and says that it's just not your endeavor that matters, but it is also Lord's mercy that becomes very important. Okay, so that is what is described in that slide. I'm going to go a little bit fast here so that we are able to cover. Okay, here this slide talks about you being served by Kripa Shakti. Wait eagerly to get tulsi leaf from a devotee. You ask your devotee, today I am very hungry, please give me something to eat. And this is all coming out of his, he wants to extend. What does Lord's Kripa Shakti means? Again, kids, anybody? What does the Kripa Shakti mean?
The mercy
of
the power of mercy.
Yes,
the
that
power
is
of mercy.
correct. Power of
Power
mercy.
of
The Lord
mercy.
is extending his mercy to the devotees so the devotees can be benefited through that act. I'm going to give you example of Sanatan Goswami. Okay. So Sanatan Goswami spent 43 years wandering from village to village in Vrindavana. The Vrajavasis would affectionately care for him, treating him like his father. With patience and concern, he listened to their problems. Then he would please all the villagers by his preaching and practical advice on everything from increasing crop yields to solving family quarrels. Like this, he used to talk about every topic. He did bhajana on the banks of Manasi Ganga next to Shaleshwara Mahadeva at Govardhana. Daily, he walked 24-mile parikrama of the Govardhan hill. How many miles, kids?
24.
Although, look at his age now. Although he was 65 years old, he kept his daily vow of offering 1008 obeisances to Govardhana hill and to any Vaishnava whom he met. Can you believe this? How many obeisances do we pay to the Lord every day?
Once, no,
Two,
like
three,
three times.
4 times.
Good, good. At least you are doing 2 or 3 times. There are some people who don't even do any kind of obeisances to the Lord. So, looking at Sanatana Goswami, we have to
What
learn
does obeisances mean?
dandavats, doing this obeisances, going down to the Lord's lotus feet like that, doing dandavats.
Okay.
Yeah. So he does 1008 not only to the Lord, but he is doing to every Vaishnava that he meets. So whoever he meets, he just pays humble obeisances to them. Okay. And then he does a 24-mile parikrama of the Govardhan hill every day. And what was his age?
65 years.
55.
65 years. Can you believe it, kids? Renouncing all worldly pleasures, Sanatan Goswami was humble, detached, always observed in study. As the ocean of love and mercy, Sanatana excelled all other devotees in his compassion towards the suffering souls. Sanatana replied, "This is one of the daily activities of my bhajana. I must maintain it." So, I mean, the Lord is saying, okay, you are 65 years old. Can you mute, guys? I don't know whose house that noise is coming from. Whoever that is, please mute the call. Okay, so that we can complete the story. Thank you. So, Lord is saying, see, you are 65-year-old. You should stop this parikrama. Mataji, Vinita Mataji.
I'm hearing some background noise.
Yeah, Vinita Mataji, are you on? Mataji. Okay, who's
It was
that?
from Prahlad.
Prahlad, okay. How to mute it?
Mataji already muted.
He's muted.
Okay, good. So now Sanatana Goswami, Lord asked Sanatana Goswami, see, you're 65 years old, you are too old, you should just sit at home and you should do your daily activities instead of doing parikrama because you're really old. And you should give up your vow. So Sanatana Goswami, he made a vow also that vow, what does a vow mean? That he will do it every day. He made a promise to the Lord. So God is saying, see, you should not do it because you are old, you should give up this promise. And Sanatana replied, I will never give up my religious principles. Sanatana Goswami's firm determination to complete his daily devotional promise pleased Krishna, but in the loving dealings between the Lord and his pure devotee, Krishna's desire to please his devotee often defeats the devotee's desire to please him. So Krishna, he is so moved by Sanatana Goswami's gesture. He is thinking, okay, 65 years, this person is so old, but still he wants to maintain his promise and he wants to do this Govardhana Parikrama. I am so pleased by this very fact that he is doing it, but somehow I have to convince this person to not to do this parikrama because of his old age. I feel worried for him. Something might happen to him. Like that, I am touched by his affection. Like that, now Krishna is devising a plan to convince Sanatana Goswami to give up his promise, or find out some other alternative. Let's see what Krishna's plan is. So, out of loving compassion for his devotees, Sri Krishna stood on a large flat stone, that is Govardhana Shila, taken from Giriraj. So, he played this irresistible flute standing on that stone. Then the Shila melted in ecstasy, hearing the flute sound of Krishna. And what did the Shila do? It captured the impression of Krishna's lotus feet. Are you all with me, kids? So far, it is such that there is a discussion between Sanatana Goswami and Lord Krishna. Sanatana Goswami, he says, I'm not going to give up my promise of doing Govardhana Parikrama 24 miles a day, even though I am 65 years old. But Krishna says, you should give it up because of your age. Krishna, he is moved by this devotee's affection for him, and he devises a plan to see how Sanatana Goswami can be relieved of his promise. And for that, he is standing on a Govardhana Shila with his foot imprints on the Govardhan Shila, and what is he doing? He is playing his irresistible flute. And because of that, the Govardhana Shila melted in ecstasy, and it also captured the footprints of Krishna. Okay, maybe this slide we can go through and give it to Mataji for her to continue. Okay, presenting this to Sanatana, Krishna said, if you circumambulate the Shila every day, it will be same as going round the Govardhan hill every day. You will keep up your promise intact and not compromise your religious principles. Seeing that Girijaj himself, that is Lord Krishna, had given the Shila, Sanatana Goswami accepted it gracefully. And one can still see the Shila in the Radha Damodar temple. Can you look at the affection of Sri Krishna towards Sanatan Goswami? What did he do? He gave him the Shila, and he said, instead of circumambulating Govardhana hill 24 miles every day, all you have to do is just circumambulate this Shila, and that is equal to you doing Govardhana Parikrama of 24 miles. And that love was exhibited by his act. Can you see that, kids, how Krishna actually reciprocated the love of a devotee even more than how much love he has got? So this is the way he exhibited that. And then Krishna's, you can see that Shila even now in the Radha Damodar temple in Vrindavana. So through this, we can understand the merciful nature of Krishna to his devotees. This is the highest quality that Krishna shows towards the devotee. That is all his Krishna. That is all. What is it called? It is all called Krishna's Kripa Shakti. Okay. With this, we will end today's session and give this over to Ratna Mataji for her to continue her session, the storytelling part, which you all might be excited about. So kids, hope you all understand. Any questions, kids, before we adjourn for today?
No, Mataji.
Are you all clear how Krishna's Kripa Shakti works and how Lord shows his affection to his devotees?
Yes, Mataji.
Wonderful. Thank you, kids. I'll just pay big chances to everyone and see you all next Thursday. Vansha kalpa tarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyeva vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai, Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. Ratna Mataji.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Such a wonderful class.
Mataji ki jai.
Thank you, kids. Here comes Ratna Mataji, and thank you, Vinita Mataji, for your services. Appreciate it. Hare Krishna.
I am just trying to share my screen.
But
Give me a minute.
Mataji has to
Yeah, you
unshare her
Mataji,
screen.
you have to unshare your screen so Mataji can share her screen.
No, mine is a new laptop, so I have to just do the security settings. I think it should be fine now. Let me see.
Mataji, I can't see your face.
You can't see my face? Oh, even the video is not working?
Mataji, I can see you perfectly.
I can see you perfectly. Hey, Mataji. Now I can see you. I just on the wrong person.
Oh, okay.
Mataji,
I was on Radhika Mataji.
Mataji, I can see everyone, even you spotlighted right now.
Okay.
You go
One
to the top
second.
section, and then there's gallery, full screen, and speaker view. Press on speaker view.
I just guess Mataji needs her time.
Where did Mataji go?
She left. Mataji, I can't see you. She came back as Reshma.Koga or whatever.
Hare Krishna, where is Ratnavalli Mataji gone?
She's right there. She's called Reshma, some of that.
Yes,
Reshma.
that's my name. So
Okay, Mataji, I will quickly pause.
I just changed the name to Ratnavalli Devidasi, so you can just.
Okay. 1 second.
Sorry, Mataji, it got disconnected.
No problem, Mataji. I am little far away from the laptop. I'm trying to access from far, so that's why I'm not able to do it.
Oh, okay.
Background, Amma. Background is like minimizing everything.
Mataji, now you're focused, Mataji. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, let me. You're able to see my screen?
Yes, Mataji. Mataji.
Awesome. So let's start with 2 stories today I'll be going to tell. And okay. So Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Ram, Hare Hare.
First story is I know Krishna. So everyone says that I know Krishna, and even if you go and talk to a person who doesn't follow any regulative principles or anything, he doesn't go to the temple or doesn't follow any they don't have temple kind of, but still they say that I know Krishna. He's just a god, because in Indian tradition there are around how many crores of demigods?
1,000.
33,000.
33,000.
Yes.
33,000.
Yes. So many demigods are there, and many people, they say that Krishna is one of them, and they don't have the concept that Krishna is a supreme personality of Godhead, and they take him so light, like, okay, who cares about him? I'll just go ahead and do my own things. I don't want to waste the time for him to learn about him. So like that they'll tell. So in this, we'll know what's the story about it, why we should know about Krishna. So in a village, Puri Jagannath, there are so many Indians who are quick to say, I know Krishna, I know Krishna. There is a story in this regard. And they know that all the stories, like especially the stories where he takes time to spend time with the Gopi and Gopikas. So Radha and Gopikas. And that one, and also the Kurukshetra, that's famous battle, and how he used to use his intelligence. All these things they know, but they understand in a wrong way. But they say that, oh, no need to tell me. Even if the devotees go and tell to them, they said that, oh, I know about him. No need to tell me. I know everything. Like that, like half big knowledge. So once there was a man who used to take water to Puri Jagannath temple every day. Every day he used to bring water and give it to the temple, into the temple room and kind of. But what happens? He'll always think that, oh, okay, anyway, I have the whole lifetime. Tomorrow also I'll be coming. So why to take darshan today? I can take darshan of Lord Jagannath tomorrow. So he just says that and thinks about it. Okay, do I need to really go and, you know, take Lord Jagannath's darshan? Because I'm so tired of doing my duty. So I just wanted to take rest now, like that. And next day he comes. Every day he thinks the same thing. Anyway, I have, I have my whole life to, I'll be working the same thing. So anytime when there is no rush, there is no, kind of people and my leisure time, I have to do so many things now. So after that only I will be able to go and take darshan. So not today. So he used to postpone like that. So next day, one day, the man never went to, like that. It all happened that he never went to see Lord Jagannath in his whole lifetime, and all of a sudden he got certain, he got old, and then finally the man died without without seeing Lord Jagannath. So he was living in that city of Puri Jagannath. He has an opportunity to go and visit Lord Jagannath. He got his whole life, not just one day, his whole life, years after years, years after years. Still, he was very engrossed in this material life. He was doing his duty, he is doing the service, but it's like as if without any interest. And he was, into the material things. So he got the opportunity, but he couldn't able to utilize it. So finally what happened, he always used to boast saying that I live in Lord Jagannath's place. I know about lots about him, his all leelas, because he hears them when he was, doing his duty, or like in a conversation with some other. But what happened, but all these things he couldn't able to utilize, because his mind says that I know about everything, all about Jagannath, so no need to even visit him, nor even take the at least bother to go and uh, fold his hands and just pray for him. He didn't do anything of it. So that's why Srila Prabhupada always used to say, we have to take advantage of our fortunate situation and take up to Krishna consciousness, thus perfecting our life. Without that, we cannot do anything. So whenever you have an advantage, you have to just grab it and then just go for use it in Krishna's service. So I hope you all also do the same thing, and you are doing it. I always get inspired by you all, like how nicely you'll hear the classes and making so many wonderful cookies. I really get inspired, and thank you for that, and keep doing it. Now we are going to the second moral story, which is the boy who would not give up sweets. This is also given by shared the stories by His Divine Loving Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai.
I think I know the story.
Awesome. So listen. So once a woman brought her child to see a saintly person. This is a small child, and she brought that small child to see a sage, a muni. So
Mataji, is that his son? Is that the mother's son or just a normal kid?
no, mother's son.
Okay.
She's the mother, and she brought her child to this guru. She was pleading, saying that his son is really attached to so many sweets, like he always eats sweets, but doctor has advised that he's obese, and he also has diabetes, and he cannot eat sugars anymore, and his teeth is getting rotten, or cavities, full of cavities. He's suffering a lot, but still he is eating sweets. How much ever I tell the wrong, negative things about it, and but still he is eating sweets in some or some way. So she was sincerely praying to the saintly person, maybe you can cure, you can tell him that he should not, that sweets are very dangerous for him, and he should not eat from now on. So uh, mother say, she pleads to the saintly person. Then the saint says that, no, okay, I can't tell that to the child today, but can you please bring him tomorrow? And then she was really confused, why why a single word he is not able to tell to my child, and why he's asking me to come again. So she really got disappointed and also confused.
This one, Mataji, I know this story.
Yeah, listen, and so that others might also benefit. Very good that you know. I was just sharing. Thank you. So then next day he'll come. She'll return. Next day, and the saintly person looked sternly to the young boy and said that stop eating sweets. And he sent some race kind of it, and he really listened to that saintly person. Usually, whenever we see a saintly persons, right, and we say our difficulty, it's not like it just vanishes, but they give strength to follow the instructions of Srila Prabhupada. So with that strength, we have to do it. So like that, he also got the strength of stopping the sweets because he has a very weakness of eating sweets, right? He got strength to at least stop the sweets. So after that, so the boy was so startled that from that day, he never again ate sweets and sugar again. So because of the strength he got from the his guru. So after that, when the curious mother inquired from the sadhu, when the curious mother inquired from the sadhu, Swamiji, why you didn't tell me, tell this to my child yesterday? Why you asked him to, why you asked him to come today, but not yesterday? Then immediately said that because till yesterday when you came to me, I was also eating sugar. So that's why I couldn't able to tell. So the main thing is when the guru is the one.
You have to first do it, then you have to tell others to do it.
Yes, that's the main key point here. That's a moral point. So because if we just say, if you are saying that you're not chanting your rounds, but you say to your friend that you should chant your rounds perfectly, will that get affected to them? No, because
No.
they say that you are also not chanting.
No.
So how can how can you tell me that I should chant? You cannot do that, and also that effect will not be there. So once for if you are telling someone about something, you need to first do it. Like it's called as like preach. I mean achar and prachar. Like achar means like learning, and prachar means I'm sorry, achar means like doing, and then prachar means you are just telling what you are doing. Then the effect will be there. So like that, the main thing is example is better than percept. A leader cannot tell the public to stop smoking if he himself smokes. He should not practice himself. He should practice himself first, and then he becomes acharya. Srila Prabhupada said that. So, and our so many fake gurus are there, right, in the society. Why they are fake gurus, and what is the difference between the ISKCON gurus and the fake gurus? Why? Because whatever they are following, they're not following themselves, but
Mataji, I didn't actually understand the first story, but
this one, the first story.
like, what's the point? I know you should have seen Lord Jagannath, but
The
like,
point here is whenever you get an opportunity, like for example, he got an opportunity every day to see Lord Jagannath and serve him. But what he was doing, he was just doing his duty. Like he is getting money out of, if he's delivered 2 pots of water to the temple, they were giving about like $50, 50 rupees or something, just imagine that. So he's just going to do that for that 50 rupees. But he didn't care to at least see the Lord Jagannath and pray to him and take the opportunity to learn more about Lord Jagannath. That is the main key point here. So the key point is we should never leave an opportunity to serve Krishna or to learn about Krishna. Okay? Did you understand now?
In general, that is his job అన్నమాట. ఎవరు రాంగ్ టైం
Did
లో
you understand, Suraj?
చెబుతారు వాళ్ళకి
yes, Mataji.
ఇలాంటి గోసి
Yeah,
క్యారెక్టర్.
thank you. And the second one, right? The guru should be always preaching what he's following. He cannot do the otherwise around. No, he can preach, but he is not following. So we should always be seeing about the moral, the correct guru, but not the fake guru. Okay, these are the two. Anyone has any questions?
Mataji, I have a question.
Sure.
Is this a real story or a fake story?
This one, Srila Prabhupada said it. It's as a moral story. So I don't know whether this happened or not, but no, he has given us. And by giving the examples, like how we have to learn, right, from the stories.
Yeah, I think it's real.
I think so. I don't know that.
Maybe that boy or that saint was Srila Prabhupada.
This boy is Srila Prabhupada? I don't think so.
Maybe the saint was.
Oh, not so sure. Yeah.
Prabhupada won't eat sweets when he's big.
Actually, Prabhupada likes sweets. Rasgulla, gulab jamun.
He loves kachori.
Yeah, he likes kachoris. He likes sweets and ghee stuff, fried in ghee.
Kachori okay, right? Didn't I say that?
Yeah.
Like Prabhupada's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So any more questions?
I have a question.
Yeah, sure, Harini. Yeah.
So, like the second story, was the guru actually fake, or
No, this guru was actually genuine in the story because he was not eating, he was eating sweets when the mother came to ask him to tell his son that please stop, can you please ask my son to not to eat sweets. Then he was eating. So that's the main reason he asked the mother to come next day so that he can stop eating sweets by himself. Until he stops it, he cannot preach to the kid. He cannot tell the kid because that will be a wrong. So he is a very genuine guru. Got it?
He's a real guru.
Yes, real good.
Mataji?
Yeah, thank you.
Mataji, when you were talking about sweets, Prabhupada's favorite sweets was kachori, and he also
Kachori is not a sweet, right? Kachori is a savory, like, spicy.
he liked that food. Even
Yeah,
though when he was older, he liked it.
yeah, and I always see gulab jamuns or rasgullas in his plate. I mean, in all the pictures. So that's the main reason I think that.
When he was young, I think his grandmother, I'm pretty sure, called him Kachori Mukhi.
Very nice to know that. Wow. I didn't know that. Thank you. Thank you so much. Kachori Mukhi. That's good. Okay. Then if there are no questions, we can stop here. Okay. Thank you. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripas.
Namo Namaha.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hari bol.
Krishna.
పార్ట్ 2 అలా అవుతుంది పార్ట్ 1 బుక్ అయిపోతుంది అనమాట.
Hari bol.
Like the Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. I love this story.